So I'm Matt. I'm one of the counselors here at Nehemiah. I work with Serenity. We're partnered with Nehemiah to provide some of that clinical aspect. The guys have me for the clinical portion of their program for the first 90 days. When we talk about the clinical benefits and the clinical aspect of the program, I think it's important to address the program as a whole. The program itself provides a holistic approach that all ties into the clinical component. To start with, we have the physical component, right? There's plenty of studies out there that show that, the physical well-being of a person, directly correlates to their mental health. And we have staff here that is driven and motivated to push these guys to limits that, they never thought was possible, which the benefit of that is, these guys are getting a mindset instilled in them that, they're able to do things that they've never done before. And so that mindset that's instilled is that these guys, the only thing preventing them from succeeding is their belief in their own ability to succeed. And that's what the physical portion really does. And the physical portion is easy for the guys to track. It's very difficult physically, right? But it's easy for the guys to track because they can see their growth, they can see their progress, right? When you start getting into the spiritual and mental side, it's much harder to track that. So being able to instill these guys with that mindset in a tangible way provides a phenomenal foundation. And then moving into the spiritual component, just like we have staff dedicated that's driving these guys physically, you have the spiritual leaders here that are getting these guys to confront things that they might not have confronted at any point in their life up until now, right? They're asking the hard questions. They're getting the guys to really dig in deep and identify struggles that they might be dealing with, identify beliefs, negative core beliefs potentially, and being able to identify healthy core beliefs that they want to move forward with. And that transitions directly into the clinical phase, right? When we talk about the clinical, the biggest approach we take, or the most foundational approach we take, is CBT, which is cognitive behavioral therapy. So you change the way of thinking, you change the behavior, right? The foundation of cognitive behavioral therapy is those core beliefs. So you have all of these components in this program that are helping these guys identify these core beliefs and move forward. And then they move into the clinical section where they can really process through that, work on challenging those negative core beliefs, reframing those core beliefs, really being able to establish an identity for themselves moving forward. And it's amazing to see, these guys are coming out of the clinical phase with motivation and drive and direction. These guys are setting goals for themselves on what type of men they want to be in the home, as far as husbands, fathers, leaders in the community. It's this holistic approach, and the treatment team here is absolutely phenomenal. Everybody has their assigned role. And just seeing the amount of growth and the progress these guys make it's amazing. There's nothing like it in the world.